I'm not supposed to like you. It's a shame that all the stuff you did in your life, you're going to be remembered for your podcast.
What?
You're going to be remembered for your podcast. That should tell you you're not that fucking great. I don't want to be remembered for Shaq's Bit podcast. I do not. Like, leave those girls alone. You already spoke on it. Let it go. So what? He hates her. So fucking what? I hate you now for messing with her. Now what? Say something about me. But she's not going to respond because I'm the one calling her and be like, baby, keep it classy. Because she's not soft by any means.
The discussion centers around Shaquille O'Neal's heated response to Robert Griffin III regarding comments about Angel Reese. The basketball legend appeared visibly upset in his video statement, declaring his intention to physically confront RG3 if he continues posting what Shaq perceived as derogatory content about the WNBA player. O'Neal's passionate defense included calling Reese my girl and stating he advises her not to respond to criticism. He criticized Griffin's commentary career, suggesting the former NFL quarterback would only be remembered for his podcast rather than his athletic achievements. The retired center emphasized that he tells Reese to maintain her composure and not engage with what he considers foolish commentary.
Because I'm the one calling her and be like, baby, keep it classy. Because she's not soft by any means. You're from the streets. But I'm like, you're beautiful. Don't indulge with these fools. Because he's a fool. You don't even have G14 classification to say that. I respect it more.
He said, my angel Reese. And then he said like beautiful? 3 things.
Like what does her looks got to do with anything?
Yeah, what does that mean, my angel Reese? He's got to be banging her.
Well, I don't know.
I'm not going to say.
I think she looks up to him like an uncle. And he sees her as...
But she's a grown woman. She can defend herself.
Yeah.
Why is he...
The controversy stemmed from a social media post by Griffin that featured an image from Planet of the Apes, which O'Neal interpreted as a racist attack on Reese. Upon closer examination of the complete tweet, Griffin was actually condemning racism and calling out others who had made inappropriate comparisons between the basketball player and primates. The former quarterback explained he had remained silent on Reese-related topics because she had shared content that led to his family receiving death threats and violent messages. Griffin's full statement revealed he was defending against racist attacks rather than making them. He mentioned that people close to Reese had confirmed his assessment that she harbors negative feelings toward Caitlin Clark due to constant media comparisons.
Herself?
Yeah.
Why is he defending her?
Yeah, but I see what he means, but because she could say something and it'll mess up her image by her responding from feelings.
She's doing that all on her own.
True.
Yeah, he can give advice. I'm not saying that, but while you defending her in public, let her stand on her own ground and defend herself.
And why you threaten to punch another man in the face? And I'm thinking, like, I want to see this tweet. So let's go to the tweet.
I'm thinking RG3 is a black supremacist. A black-white supremacist. He hates black people.
Yeah. So can you make it?
The tweet was meant to address the inappropriate racist imagery others had posted, not to attack Reese himself. Observers noted that O'Neal appeared to have reacted without reading Griffin's complete message, focusing only on the controversial image without understanding its context. This led to speculation about the nature of Shaq's relationship with Reese, with some suggesting it resembles an uncle-niece dynamic, while others wondered if there might be romantic involvement. The protective stance reminded some of family relationships, where older figures naturally defend younger ones against perceived attacks. Military examples were shared about how personal relationships can influence professional reactions, with situations where romantic involvement led to disproportionate responses to workplace conflicts.
Can you make it? Yeah, there we go. All right, so that's
that's definitely a monkey.
But look what he said.
Straight from the Planet of Apes right there. What's that monkey saying?
Caesar.
It said Caesar right there. Caesar. Yeah, Caesar like he got a mean crossover. Caesar crossed you up, boy. He nice with it.
And Caesar could talk shit too.
Yeah, you know Caesar gonna talk shit.
Wow.
Hey, let me read this tweet. Okay, let's see. Let's give this tweet some.
Analysis of Reese's current season performance revealed she's having statistically impressive results, though she may not become the league's primary face like Clark. The ongoing rivalry between the two players has been characterized as beneficial for the WNBA's growth, similar to historic NBA rivalries that generated interest and controversy. The incident highlighted broader issues about media commentary and professional criticism in sports. Questions arose about whether commentators should face physical threats for expressing opinions, even even if those opinions are unpopular or potentially unfair. The distinction between legitimate sports criticism and personal attacks became a focal point of debate.
Read this tweet. Okay, let's see. Let's give this tweet some context, right?
Right.
All right, this has got to stop. There is no place for racism in this world. Whether you like a player or not, Angel Reese should never be called or depicted as a monkey. I've been quiet on the Angel Reese front because she shared a video that aided in my wife's kids' family and whatever. But so he's calling
we need
it
more
out.
context to show more. Do you have the full context?
Yeah. But let's go back to the other one. I'm sorry. Go back to the other one. See, I don't think he's mocking Angel Reese. He's calling out the
Some viewed Griffin's commentary style as attention-seeking rather than genuine basketball analysis, suggesting he lacks deep knowledge of the WNBA despite making frequent observations about its players. This criticism extended to accusations that he prioritizes clicks and engagement over fair reporting. The comparison between Reese and Dennis Rodman emerged, suggesting she fills a similar controversial role that generates discussion and interest. This parallel indicated that polarizing figures often serve important functions in sports entertainment, even when they're not the most talented players. Discussion about O'Neal's temperament revealed he has a history of heated reactions, similar to other NBA personalities like Charles Barkley.
See, I don't think he's mocking Angel Reese. He's calling out the racism.
Oh, he's showing what somebody tweeted.
Somebody called
Shaq.
Angel. Yeah.
So this is what Shaq responded to that?
Yeah. I didn't take it. I'm thinking Shaq's emotions is involved. I think he might be in a relationship with her. Why would you go out of your way on a podcast? Millions of people are going to see this, and you attack another black man saying, I'm going to punch you in the face if you talk about my Angel Reese again. About another monkey post. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it. I would get emotional if I'm in a relationship with a girl.
References to past altercations suggested that these confrontations often amount to theatrical displays rather than serious physical threats. The possibility of manufactured controversy for publicity purposes was raised, given how drama and conflict drive viewership and engagement in modern sports media. The suggestion that the entire situation might be orchestrated for ratings reflected cynicism about contemporary entertainment culture. The broader context of race relations in sports commentary was acknowledged, particularly regarding how black athletes face different types of criticism and scrutiny. The sensitivity around racist imagery and language highlighted ongoing tensions about appropriate discourse in sports media.
In a relationship with a girl, and somebody's tried to trash her, I would speak up for her. That's my girl. But I don't think they haven't made it, public that they're in a relationship. But I'm looking at this tweet. It was nothing remotely racist about that tweet. Yeah, he's calling out the racism. What do you think, OT? Do you think
I don't think, I just removed everything. I don't think they're in a relationship. I think that I have a niece. And if my niece, I call her baby girl, I say she.
Griffin's explanation about receiving threats against his family added another layer to the controversy, showing how social media disputes can escalate beyond sports into personal safety concerns. The mention of death threats and sexual violence threats against his children demonstrated the serious real-world consequences of online conflicts. The incident illustrated how quickly misunderstandings can spiral in the age of social media, where initial reactions often occur without full context. The speed of response culture means people frequently react to partial information, leading to unnecessary conflicts and damaged relationships. The protective instincts displayed by O'Neal, whether motivated by romantic feelings or familial affection, resonated with many who understood the impulse to defend those they care about.
And if my niece, I call her baby girl, I say she's beautiful. I call her all the things that he talks about Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If anybody got out of pocket, I'm gonna put hands and feet on your ass too.
Right.
I'm telling you. Because you don't, a lot of people can sit up here and say one thing, but you don't know. I know how I'm gonna react in that situation. Not in this situation necessarily, because I don't think Shaq read the tweet. I think he just saw RG3 call the post.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think he overreacted. Yeah.
I think he overreacted to the post. But if somebody
However, the appropriateness of public threats remained questionable regardless of the underlying motivation. The discussion revealed different perspectives on how public figures should handle criticism and whether third-party intervention is appropriate when someone faces media scrutiny. The balance between support and allowing individuals to handle their own professional challenges became a central theme. Ultimately, the situation appeared to result from miscommunication and hasty reactions rather than genuine animosity between the parties involved. The resolution seemed to favor understanding and de-escalation once the full context became clear to all participants and observers.
Like, it's never not been a double tech. Like, what are we doing? What are we trying to argue? People are actually trying to argue that Angel Reese, every single time anyone goes hard fouls Angel Reese or goes near Angel Reese, she squares up to them. And I mean it. Like, I don't care. By the way, I don't care about this. I don't care about standing up for teammates. I don't care about standing up for yourself. You know what? I'm okay. I don't even care if she gets a suspension. You know what? So be it. So be it.
Angel Reese currently sits dangerously close to a league suspension due to accumulating 7 technical fouls this season. Under last year's 44-game format, she would have already faced disciplinary action for crossing the technical foul threshold. Despite widespread debate among supporters claiming these penalties are undeserved, each technical violation appears justified upon examination. The argument holds no merit when scrutinizing the circumstances surrounding each infraction. Critics frequently point out that 4 of her 7 technicals resulted from double technical situations.
So be it. But, like, they're obvious technical fouls. She got swatted by Maria Klindakova yesterday and just squared up to her. Like, she just gets into it with every single player. We saw it in Unrivaled. She gets into it with every other player in the league. Like, she's getting teed up for shit talk, and it is what it is. It is what it is. It happens. It happens. Like, people are like, oh,
However, this observation misses the fundamental nature of basketball officiating. When players confront each other face-to-face during heated moments, referees consistently issue double technicals to both parties involved. This enforcement pattern represents standard protocol that has remained unchanged throughout basketball history. The concerning pattern emerges from Reese's consistent escalation tendencies. Whenever opponents engage her physically or verbally, she routinely responds with confrontational behavior.
It is what it is. It happens. It happens. Like, people are like, oh, the refs should just let it go. But, like, refs have to control the game as well. And if every single game she's there getting into it with another player, screaming at them in front of the refs, and they're walking past their teammates, going at each other, that's a double tech. That is clearly a double tech. Two people, there's a scuffle, and 2 people outside of the play completely are going at each other, talking to each other. I'm like, it is a double tech. It is absolutely a double tech. And like,
this occurred recently when Maria Klankovic blocked her shot, prompting an immediate aggressive response. Similar incidents have occurred throughout unrivaled league play, demonstrating a persistent behavioral pattern with various opponents. Officials must maintain game control, making quick technical foul decisions necessary when players engage in heated exchanges. Allowing such confrontations to continue unchecked leads to complete loss of game management. When 2 players engage in verbal altercations away from active play, while teammates attempt separation, double technicals become the appropriate response.
So you double tech. And, like, people were complaining about her getting teed up for this. For getting up and, you know, going straight at Caitlin Clark. Getting straight at Caitlin Clark. And then having to be basically restrained on the bench for a take foul. They are technical fouls. And again, you can justify every one of these tees, by the way. You can justify every single one of these tees. It is completely fine. There is a way to justify every single one of these technical fouls.
Previous incidents include confrontations with Caitlin Clark, requiring bench intervention to prevent further escalation. Each technical foul incident can be examined and justified based on standard officiating criteria and player conduct expectations. Comparative analysis suggests other players, including Clark, might deserve additional technical fouls based on their on-court behavior. Clark's current total of 2 technicals appears conservative given her confrontational moments throughout the season. However, focusing solely on Reese's situation remains more relevant to the suspension discussion.
There's a way to justify every single one of these technical fouls. And should other players be teed up more? Yeah, probably. Has Caitlin Clark gotten lucky when it comes to techs this year? Yeah. Yeah. Caitlin should have more than 2 techs, 1,000,000%. Because I know that's what the first argument's going to be. But like, this isn't a video about Caitlin Clark and her technical fouls. Caitlin Clark should be on 3 or 4 in the year as well. But like, Angel Reese gets swatted by Maria Klindikova. She gets up, and immediately, you can't see it on this clip right here, but she immediately goes towards Diamond.
The Maria Klankovic incident exemplifies the broader pattern. After the blocked shot, Reese immediately targeted Diamond Miller verbally, likely responding to perceived provocative comments. This hair-trigger response mechanism creates predictable outcomes. Opponents need only make minimal verbal contact to provoke technical-worthy reactions. Standing up against disrespectful treatment represents admirable behavior, and players shouldn't tolerate being intimidated or disrespected. However, developing a reputation for guaranteed explosive responses becomes problematic.
Towards Diamond Miller, and just start screaming at Diamond Miller, because maybe Diamond Miller said something. It's like, all a player has to do when it comes to Angel Reese is say one word to her and she's going to get teed up. She's going to get teed up and she's going to respond in a confrontational way. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing, by the way. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't let yourself get punked. You shouldn't let yourself get punked. If people are going to talk and you're going to talk back, they better stand on business. But at the end of the day, like,
when opponents recognize they can easily provoke technical fouls through minimal provocation, strategic exploitation becomes inevitable. Consider that Reese, now in her second professional season at age 23, didn't exhibit these behavioral patterns during her rookie year. Typically, players oscillate between extremes before finding appropriate balance. The challenge lies in distinguishing between necessary self-advocacy and allowing opponents to manipulate situations for their advantage. Reese has avoided ejection on multiple occasions despite accumulating technical fouls in single games, likely due to her star status influencing referee decisions.
But at the end of the day, like, you also can't have the reputation, not even can't have the reputation amongst refs, but you can't have the reputation amongst your peers that all they have to do is, when you are in any way, like when you're on the ground or anything, say anything to you, and you're going to go and get yourself teed up. You're going to go and get yourself teed up. And it's just not great. It's not great. Like, there is a line. And by the way, look, she's year 2.
With one technical remaining before automatic suspension, another double technical incident appears probable given current behavioral patterns. If opponents continue attempting to provoke reactions, accepting the suspension might prove strategically beneficial. However, timing becomes crucial. Mindy's suspension before high-profile games like those against Indiana Fever would be preferable. Conversely, serving the suspension before facing formidable opponents like New York Liberty could provide strategic advantages. The Liberty presents particular challenges with their dominant interior presence featuring players like Jonquel Jones, whose shot-blocking ability creates difficult matchups.
She's year 2. She's 23 years old. Like, this stuff wasn't happening last year. Like, you normally go one extreme to the other. Like, there's a line between standing up for yourself and making sure and, like, allowing other people to just drag you into whatever they want to drag you into. Because let's be real. There are times where she has been lucky not to have been tossed because she's done it twice. And referees don't want to toss her because she's a star. But she's one tech off suspension, and she's going to probably...
Their deep roster includes Emma Mieseman, Jonquel Jones, Niara Sabally, and Isabel Harrison, providing multiple defensive options. Facing this personnel grouping while dealing with technical foul pressure adds unnecessary complications. Missing nationally televised games or marquee matchups would be counterproductive, but strategic suspension timing against weaker opponents might benefit team dynamics. The Chicago Sky organization wants to avoid strengthening Minnesota's draft position as they don't control their own draft rights this season.